statements. So y'all just fire away. What do we want to talk about?
Raise your hand.
We'll go wherever y'all want to go today.
Well,
Paul, ask him about inside LSU
put a
basketball.
little one on that.
So I think Darius didn't play on Saturday. Is he going to be
He'll be ready to roll. Our cruiser.
Someone say crew.
You like your draw, you like the side of the bracket you're on, the teams that you may play, but you kind of looked at them and thought, you know, I know the coach may not do that, but haven't done that.
I mean, I've looked at you look at your side of the bracket, and, we've been a defensive nightmare against the teams on our side of the bracket. I mean, I was asking somebody the other day, what do Arkansas and Vanderbilt have in common? They both beat us 99-90 on the road. I think we've given up almost 90 points to the teams on our side of the bracket. We gave up 80 at South Carolina, 99-99, and I think we gave up 70 some odd to Arkansas at home. So, we're gonna have to be better defensively than we've been against the teams that we could play. But each of them pose an issue. Obviously, Vanderbilt has Saban Lee, which he's been a nightmare for us to stop for 2 years. Arkansas, we know just what just happened with them. Jimmy Witt has killed us in both games. We haven't had an answer for Witt. And then South Carolina is so physical, big and physical. They're a very, very tough matchup for us. So, we'll have to see who kind of comes out of that grouping the next couple of days and be ready to play Friday night.
Questions? John?
Other than getting more rest, is there an advantage to playing the very last game on Friday night?
I don't know. Be one of 5 teams left. A lot of people have gone home by the time we tip off, I guess. The seed we got, so we're gonna, that's when we play. But I don't know if there's a real advantage to it. If you win, you've got a quick turnaround. We've got to turn things around quickly and get ready for whoever else that next Saturday. But that's it's just part of it. That's how tournament play goes. That's the fun part of tournament play.
Well, how do you prepare for the double bye and possibly 3 teams that you can play? Do you work on
We're going to work on ourselves today. We haven't practiced yet. We're going to work on ourselves. We took a couple days off. We're going to work on ourselves. There's a couple common actions that a couple of the teams run, so we'll work on guarding those. And we'll spend a lot of time just trying to get ourselves right, focus on what we need to do, no matter who the opponent is, and work on some breakdown offense and breakdown defensive principles, and hopefully get a little bit better this week as we move forward into the SEC tournament.
Coach, in the years that you've been in the SEC tournament, what have you kind of learned from the last couple of trips, and what can you kind of tell?
I hadn't been there but once.
Right.
It's a quick showing on Thursday, but just in general in tournament play, I've always said this: the hardest game to win is the first game. You got to put all you got into the first game. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult game to win. It's always challenging. Once you win that one, you kind of get the ball rolling downhill and get going a little bit. So, whoever we play in that opening round matchup will be a challenge, and we've got to play well in that game, because that's the one game where the team who played the day before has a little bit of an advantage to start the game. They've been in the gym. They've gotten going a little bit, and so you got to get off to a good start. Make sure you don't dig yourself a hole against that team that played the day before in that first game.
Just in general terms, how do you feel about your team going into the postseason? In general assessment of the role you're on?
We're getting healthier. I think we'll have Manning back by the time for the NCAA tournament, which will help us. Feel good. We'll see. We got to go win some games. It's kind of the next step for us. Our seniors, they haven't won a game in the SEC tournament. We haven't won a game in the SEC tournament since we've been here. So if we want to fancy ourselves as a good program, one of the top programs in the SEC, we need to win at least a game. Show up and win a game. I think we hadn't made the semifinals in 5 or 6 years, right? 5 years maybe, and yeah, and we hadn't made the finals, I don't think, since like '93. So, you know, it's been a drought. If we want to be a good team, we've got to, and a good program in this league, we've got to win a little bit in this tournament.
Playing back-to-back games, or if obviously you win on Friday, how do you manage your minutes because of your bench and not having much of a bench?
Well, we've got to play everybody. We got to play to win the game Friday. That's what I'm saying. Once you win that first one, kind of adrenaline and emotion, everything takes over. We got to do whatever we got to do to win that game on Friday, and then you'll worry about Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Coach, you mentioned kind of getting the ball rolling downhill in terms of winning the game, that first one. But I'm curious, can that also transition over into the NCAA tournament? You talk about having a good run. Do you think a good run here can set you up for more confidence, more success in the tournament?
It just depends. I've seen it work. Both ways. But I think really just getting used to tournament play, getting used to playing on a neutral court, getting used to playing with, let's call it what it is. There's not going to be a whole lot of people there when we play on Friday night. It's going to be friends and family, and not going to be a lot of folks in the arena. And, that's how it is in the NCAA. Everybody gets all excited about the NCAA tournament. Shoot, I've been in those noon games in the NCAA tournament, and you can hear a pin drop in there. There's nobody there. And so, it's good. I think it's good preparation in that sense that you're playing on a neutral court, you're playing in an unfamiliar environment. It's just like the other team's doing the same thing. The crowd won't be, obviously if you make it to the semifinals, it will be packed in there. But in terms of our game Friday night, whatever they announce, I'd guess there'd be under 4,000 people in that thing by the time we tip off late that night. So, I think that can be good preparation for the NCAA tournament, because you can certainly get put in those situations in the NCAA tournament depending on when you play, who you play, where you play, that sort of thing.
You spoke pretty highly of the minutes that Cortez gave you the other night. Just how much has he improved throughout the year, and how big a role
He's improved a ton since he's gotten here, and improved a lot during the year. And somebody he's good defensively. He can make layups. He finishes around the rim. He's our best screener. He screens really well on offense, and so he does some stuff that can help us, and we're going to continue to use him.
This is a reaction to Skylar getting on the side of All-American.
It was awesome. It was only our second one across all sports here. Last one was a tennis player in the late '90s. So just a tremendous honor, and well-deserved, well-earned, and happy for him to be first-team All-League. He deserved that. And Trendon to be on the All-Rookie team, I thought we probably deserved a little bit more than what we got with some of our other guys. And I thought Trendon should have been second-team All-League as well. You look at his numbers compared to some of the guys who made second-team All-League. But that's, it's the way it goes, and so we can get a lot of love with the awards. So our guys we got to go prove it in Nashville.
What do you think about as far as how those teams are voted on, and I guess some of the guys with some of the higher point totals in league play get preference over guys who put up double-doubles or do other things? And what's kind of your philosophy on how that should be voted on?
I vote based on who wins and who's productive. That's how we vote. And so, my team didn't look exactly like what was spit out, but that's just the way it goes. Quite frankly, they don't care about my opinion, so it doesn't do much good to talk about it. But I thought we certainly had some guys that were. We had one guy on the first team and one guy on the All-Rookie team, and that's it. We came in tied for second in the league. And so it says a lot about our team and our guys as a group. But I thought we had some other guys that were deserving of some honors.
Going back to Skylar, is he the example you would want to hold up of a student athlete, or is he just so off the charts with his dedication to school as well as his play that it's hard for someone to follow his steps?
Well, it's hard to follow in his footsteps. I told the team the other day, I've been doing this as long as anybody else, but I was talking to him before senior night. I've been doing it around about 15 years, and there's only one other player I've had that's even in Skylar's stratosphere. So I was trying to explain to our guys, I've been doing this 15 years, and I've had one, like, you have no idea how fortunate you are to have him as a teammate and to have been around him and to see his work ethic and drive on and off the court and everything that he does on and off the court. So he's just a special person, and I think he is exactly what you want. A student athlete, 4 years, graduate, and it's going to be very, very successful as a player and in his career when he leaves here.
Have you had any concerns from your players, or say your parents, from your players about the coronavirus and doing the SEC tournament? And what problems they're taking?
No concerns.
Are you happy with the tournament's doing as far as the stuff they're doing as far as?
I mean, look, there's medical experts that are a lot smarter than me with that stuff, so no. We'll go with what they say do.
This upcoming run, how important do you think Darius is going to be, especially coming back from injury, and the way he's kind of had issues with foul trouble? And how do you kind of avoid that and help them, I guess, get into a better groove and have more of an impact?
He's important. He's an important piece to what we do, and we're a lot better when he's out there on the court and he's productive for us. And so we've got to put him in good positions to keep him out of foul trouble and to keep him on the court offensively and defensively. And so we've stumbled on some things. I think Cortez Cooper developing's helping. I think we put Days out there with Cooper some, and maybe that'll be a little bit more effective. So there's some things we can do that I think as a staff we've got to be a little bit better with our rotations and make sure our rotations are tighter and better. And I think we can help Days out, with as a staff by doing what we need to do.
Anything else?
All right.